It's Monday. We're gonna have a good start. We had an early morning walk this morning. We left at 6:30. It was quite nice. It's Monday. There's only me and Aidan and Biff here now. There's only Rose and Peppé left. Everyone else has left. But Biff's parents are arriving today, and then they've got some transport then as well. But anyway, that's all irrelevant. Right now, I'm going to build this door that's under the cooker. Let me show you. This door just here. As you can see, here is the piece of wood, which just needs trimming down a bit. You may remember this, I painted it in a previous video. And here are the 4 pieces, already cut to size to, as you can see, make the door. And that just needs, this just needs channel routing out so it can slot in there. They're the same doors as these ones over here. If you have a look there, it's going to be the same style, nice and lightweight. So let's crack on. So I just adjusted my tracking. I took the wheel off and took the nut off the track rod end, which was easier this time because I didn't do it as tight last time. If you didn't watch that video, go check it out up here. Yeah, so that came off nicely. Just undid it and then give it one little tap with a hammer, and that was it. Like little tiny tap, not even a smack. And then unwound it 2 turns, popped it back on, tightened it all back up, put the wheel on, and yeah, it looks straighter now. So let's hope when I next go for a drive, which will be tomorrow when the bits arrive. The wrong bit arrived. I don't know if I told you, but yesterday I realised the tensioner, this is a continuation of last week's video by the way as well, so go check it out up there as well. But yeah, the tensioner, pulley and arm and shock absorber that I bought last week, I realised yesterday, or Saturday actually, that it was the wrong bit. Luckily I realised in time before it got here, so I ordered a new one, and that should be dispatched today. And then tomorrow it should be here, where I can then go pick it up from the petrol station, and I need to do a shop. And oh yeah, the router bit snapped, so I'm going to go buy a new one. I've ordered one to get delivered to Screwfix. It was 11 quid for a 6mm router bit. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that's going to Screwfix. So I've got a little town mission to do tomorrow, so I can check that out, how straight the steering wheel is and how it drives tomorrow. And hopefully all is good and we won't go through any more tyres. Those ones on the front definitely wouldn't have lasted the winter anyway, so they need to go. The rear ones are then going to go in the front, even though they're older, but I think they're better tyres. And then I'm going to put some new ones on the rear for Scotland, because we want some decent winter tyres obviously for Scotland. So I need to do that, which is not cheap. I also need to finish the shower, or start the shower more like. I'm going to order the things this weekend, and hopefully next weekend I'm going to do it. But also Aidan might come up because I've just got some free time, so I said, you know, if we need to weld your windows, we can weld your windows. Yeah, the next couple of weekends are just concentrate doing work on the van, earn money, do work on the van, earn money, do work on the van, because I need to spend money on the van as well as save up for Scotland. So yeah, it's interesting. It's going to cost me about 2 grand in fuel, I think. I also need to do all the lights on the outside, which I don't need to, but you know, it's going to be a lot more convenient up there because it'll get dark at like 3:30, and I'll probably be wanting to drive to a spot in the evening or something, and it'll be dark, and when I park up I want decent lighting around the van. So many things to think about, many things to purchase, lots on my mind at the moment. Not many events happening this year, or probably ever again, but the usual South Centrals. I plan to be at the September one, so if you want to be see me before I head off, I'll be at the South Central in September. So I'll catch you guys later, or tomorrow maybe. The sun's come out, it's quite nice now. I also just wanted to say, there's so much wildlife around here. Like, there's loads of butterflies. We went up to a little bit in the foresty bit up there, and there was just butterflies everywhere, like literally loads of them. And like, I've never seen many ladybirds recently, but here as well, like all around the nettles and stuff, there's loads of little ladybirds on all the leaves. It's awesome. And there's plenty of wasps too, which I'm not so keen on. Or the wind, not so keen on that. But I think that's why it's bad today, because it's not as windy today, so all the flying things are out. So yeah, but I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So, hello everyone. Right, yesterday I didn't film anything apart from a little thing in the morning you would have seen, and I had a really nice lunch. I made some kind of salady thing with some no chicken Kievs from Aldi, which was nice. But yeah, so didn't do much yesterday. Well, I filmed much actually, because we were doing the brakes on Peps, where we did the rear drums this side, the rear drums the other side. It just needs bleeding and adjusting now. And I have my parts now. I got my 1995mm belt, I got my new shock absorber, and I've got a new tensioner arm. But I think I got to be at my dad's tomorrow, so I don't think I'm going to do it all. But I'm going to see if the 1995mm belt fits on, and then that should just make it tighter and better. So let's try and do that. So I don't know if I've properly talked you through this, but for anyone interested, you take this bar out, it makes it easier. I took my fan shroud off, as I said previously, so it gives you loads of room down here now. And then what you need to do is this bolt down here, I'm not sure if you can see it, on that plastic thing. On that plastic thing with this circle, you see this bolt here. A lot of the time it's a nut. This has been put in the wrong way. So you take the nut out and hold the bolt on the back with the spanner, and then you push it through with a screwdriver. In my case, I take the nut off the back, try not to drop it, and then pull the bolt out. With a bar in here, an 8mm socket or a 10mm socket, whatever you got to fit in there on an extension bar coming up. And then you take that bolt out, and then you lower the tension down with the thing. See, when I take that bolt out, nothing happens because there's no tension on the belt, or not enough. There's a tiny bit. So yeah, that's what the smaller belt's for. So hopefully that should fix that, and then I should actually have to push it back to put the bolt back in, because I can just put it in place and then put the bolt in. So yeah, it should not be like that. I'm trying to think if anything else you got to do, but I don't think so. You can see the idler pulley there, and then the tensioner pulley is that shiny one down there, and then the fan is in the way to change the actual tensioner arm. So I'm going to try and do it without, because to change that tensioner arm, if I show you, it's a big bolt, as you can see, and it's got a 12mm hex in the end, and it's hollow for quite a while, and I'm worried about it snapping. And you can't get a bar in there without taking the fan off. You can't take the fan off because the fan spins, because you can't undo the bolt. So what you have to do is somehow lock it off to undo it, or with an impact driver on the front, but the radiator and stuff's in the way, so I don't want to take the radiator out because I haven't got any more coolant, and I don't want to put water in it, because it'll make things rusty inside. So I'm going to try to change the belt now today, and then I've got all these parts as well. But we'll see what happens, if I've got to be anywhere tomorrow, or if not, then I'll just stay here and maybe I'll do it. But Pep's got his MOT tomorrow, and we still need to adjust his things, but things are happening at the moment, so we can't do that. But yeah, I'm going to crack on doing this. Morning everyone, I hope the lighting's okay because it's a bit back to front, but just having my morning cuppa on the step, and I thought I'd update you what happened yesterday. So yesterday I went to change that belt, it did not fit, and I was like, why does it not fit?
So then I was like, there's got to be something on our engines that are different, mine and Aidan's. So I went under his and I was measuring pulleys, and I found the crank pulley is 150mm on his, but 170mm on mine. And the fan pulley is 10mm away from the clutch, fan clutch. It's like smaller than the fan clutch. It's no, it was 20mm away from the edge, and mine was 15mm away from the edge. But you can't get a tape measure in to measure the pulley. So both the water pump pulley, which is the fan pulley, and the crank pulley are both smaller on mine and bigger on his. No, other way around. Smaller on his, because he fits a smaller belt, but bigger on mine, and mine won't fit the smaller belt. So, 2040 is too big. It just, there's no tension on it. So what I need is like a 20 or 20-30mm belt. Probably a 2020 will do it, because that's in between pretty much 1995 and 2040 millimeters. Anyway, if you don't get what I'm on about, it's the belt length, and I'm trying to suss out which one I need. But for now, we might change the tension arm tomorrow or today. We'll see what happens. But Peps has got its MOT today, so we got to bleed the brakes, adjust the handbrake, make sure it's all working well and stops, and all evenly and stuff. And he's going to pass an MOT, and then he's going to go in for the MOT, and he's going to fucking pass. I'm telling you, he'll pass. He better. Anyway, so that's today's plan, is to get Peps through the MOT, and then we'll see what happens with my van tomorrow, if it does happen at all. So yeah, but yeah, I'll catch all you guys later when some action happens. I'll try and film some bits on his van, but it's his van, not mine, so I try not to get the camera out. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit.
Hello everyone. So, you missed me yesterday. This video is overhanging, but it's because plans have changed, and I'm sure you can guess why. Yeah, Peps did not pass the MOT sadly. Same wheels, same braking issue, but we have braking now. It got 300, whatever it's measured in, 300 whatever's, and before it was getting nothing. But so it didn't fail for efficiency this time, the brake. It failed for imbalance, because the other side was 500. So it's 44% imbalanced, and the limit is 30% imbalanced. So we're going to notch the other side off 1, and then notch the other side up 1, and then they should be both near enough, about 300 to 400, within 100 basically, which means they shouldn't fail on imbalance, and it should be efficient enough to pass MOT. And it's not booked in for 2 weeks time, it's booked in for 3 days time, so on Thursday we're going back in. So almost, that's 4 MOTs it's gone through and failed. 4. Absolute pain in the ass, but we're getting there. We just need to tighten that shoe up one more time. You could barely move the fucking wheel, man. It's mad, but it is what it is. We're just trying to get it through the fucking MOT, which the machine is asking for. Right now, I'm making some banana bread. I thought I'd stick the camera on, because I never put the camera on when I'm cooking or anything. Just because I forget, I keep meaning to. I went on a walk this morning as usual. It was a nice morning, and then it went all cloudy and miserable. But it hasn't rained like it did. Yesterday was nice actually, Sunday. Monday? Sunday? Sunday was yesterday, today is Monday. Yesterday was nice, Saturday was awful. I'm going to crack on making this thing. I'll stick the recipe to this and below. I'll stick the recipe to this banana bread, which I'm making now, in the description below. I did put the description of the cookies in the last one, so I hope you lot enjoyed that, or found it useful, or whatever. But for now, I'm just measuring out need to get some milk from under the floor, sugar, whatnot, some into the blender, bananas, flour, sugar, nuts, which I don't have, but it doesn't matter, baking powder, soy milk, coconut oil, cinnamon, and salt. So that's what's in it. It's pretty simple, and takes like 20 minutes to do, and then an hour in the oven. So pretty easy to do. And then I don't have a bowl big enough, and I saw someone else do this on Instagram. Saucepan to the rescue when you don't have a bowl big enough. It works. Why have a bowl when you've got a saucepan that is bowl shaped, just with a handle? So you stick all the dried ingredients in here, all the wet ingredients in there, banana, coconut oil and milk in there, and then you blend that until it's like a paste, and then mix it with the dry ingredients and stick it in one of these. Ow! One of them. Yeah, just a 9 by 5 inch, 23 by 13 centimeters. So yeah, I'm going to crack on doing this, and I'll catch you guys in a minute. One thing, I only do half a cup of sugar rather than 2 cups, because it's bread, not cake, so it doesn't need loads of sugar. 1, 2, quarter of a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 3 teaspoons of baking powder. You need a quarter of a cup of coconut oil, 1.5 mashed bananas, but I just put 2 bananas straight in, not 1.5, just put 2, and there's no point in mashing it because this does the work for you, so saves that. And then half a cup of soy milk as well. So I've got a bit here, but I need to get some from out of the floor. This has turned into a how-to cooking video now, so I'm going to crack on getting some more soy milk in there, put that on, mix the dry mix well together, and then oil the tin and put it in there. Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the terrible lighting. I went for a walk this morning, 6:15. That was nice. Very fresh on the old feet. Fresh, like numb, stone cold feet. But it was nice. It was a refreshing wake up. And then I had head back. What? And then I came back and made some porridge, and yeah, just finished my porridge now. And now I'm thinking about what to do. Probably going to walk with Aidan, Beth and Net soonish as well. And then I'm going to build this door down here under the cooker today, because I got the route a bit. I can't remember if I said in this video or the last video, but I was halfway through making the door until the route bit snapped, so I think it was this video. So yeah, I got to fix that. Well, put a new bit in the router, route the channel, glue it all together, and then stick some hinges on it, and it'd be good, and I'll have another door, which will be nice. And then I might tackle this tensioner arm later, not sure. It's working for now. I'm going to order a 2020mm belt this morning, because I think I said 1980 is too small, my crank pulley's bigger than Aidan's, 2040 is too big, so let's go 2020, because 1995 was too big, too small as well. So yeah. So anyway, enough about stupid van tensioners. Good morning, everyone. Just having my morning cup of tea, watching nature. Just thought I'd update you about yesterday, or day before actually, because it's been that long since I filmed. I didn't say anything yesterday, did I? So the day before I was doing my van, and I was doing time lapse, and in that time lapse we had to get the old tensioner pulley off, which is a big M16 bolt with a 12mm hex on the end, not like a socket hex, like a Allen key hex. And yeah, took it off, and it was coming out nicely, and then it got really stiff coming towards the end, and we were forcing it, and it was like bang, and it popped out, and it was like okay, all good. And it was trapped behind the water pump pulley, and it turns out that when it got stuck behind the water pump pulley, it started pushing the pulley, the tensioner arm at an angle, so the bolt at an angle, which is why it got really stiff, and then it threaded it getting it off. So now getting it in, it goes in like 3 turns and then gets really solid, and you can't see if it's straight or not because the radiator and everything's in the way. You can't look at it forwards. So I've bought an M16 tap, which should be here today, hopefully, ideally, but might be here tomorrow, unideally. Because we just can't get the new one in. It's like threading already, and I don't know how we're going to get this to square or anything, and I don't have the tool to go on the end of the tap because I just bought the tap itself. So I don't really know, to be fair. Maybe someone here will have a tap and die set with the handle, and I can use the handle because that's all I need. Or maybe we can have a socket or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So yeah, that's how it's going at the moment. This van is now mobilised. Pep's MOT number 5 is here today, and it's going to go through. I know it. I know it. We both know it. It went from having about 100 or 200 braking force to 300 now, and it went from having 20 to 30 on the handbrake pull to now it had 92 last time, which is still shit, but it's a massive progression to what it has been. So we're going to crank it right up before we go and test it, get there, do it around the corner from the MOT again. We did that last time as well, and hopefully, touch wood, this time Peps passes the MOT, and then we're good. And yeah, and then we got to tap the fucking thread in the engine block of my van. Hopefully that goes okay. If not, we'll just have to fucking put it in, cross-thread it and force it in and hope nothing bad happens. Yeah, I literally, there's nothing else I can do. There's no one else we really know with loads of tools. Everyone who would normally be here isn't here for some reason. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame really, a bit of a bummer, but we'll work it out. I got work on Tuesday, that is if I can move by Tuesday. It's currently Thursday the 27th of July. You wouldn't think it's July. It rained all day yesterday and it was 5 degrees yesterday morning. 5 degrees! It was Baltic. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to finish my tea. And then, I don't know if we're going on a walk, I might go for a little, just quick one. Because I think we're leaving to go to the MOT, and I'm going to give Aidan a hand with tightening his shoes up on the way there. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later, and hopefully we'll be putting my tensioner back in after successfully tapping the hole. Hello everyone. So it's a few days later. I can't remember when I last filmed, but yesterday we sorted my bit out, and yesterday Peps passed the MOT. Was it yesterday? No, yeah, it was yesterday. Yesterday morning, Peps passed the MOT with a binding wheel because it was so tight, but it was okay. He let it go as an advisory, and we loosened it off one, and we're all good. So we got one van on the road, and then I was like, right, I'm determined to get mine on. So we just went back and forth on that thread without the tap. It's supposed to be turning up. I might lose it, to be fair, but never mind. Maybe I can get a return on it. Anyway, a refund, sorry. So that's now all sorted. 2 vans on the road, and now I get to my dad's, and I don't know if we'll actually do anything because the weather's not looking great, but they want to move because they've now got a road legal van. They've been stuck here for 4 weeks, and I need to go pick some parcels up from my dad's anyway, so yeah. So we're going to go there anyway, even if we don't get anything done. So that's going to be the end of this video. If anything happened this weekend, then that'll be next week's video. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you thought about the video. And make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and hit that bell icon. And I'll see you next week.